What's up and welcome to another One Piece chapter review from me, Super Nolan Man, and the Hyrule King, Bo Mitchell. Today we are talking about chapter 1162, God Valley Battle Royale, and the summary is as follows. Yamato has finished all the side quests in Wano, so now she can join the Straw Hats and get the true ending. All the pirates join forces to, let me check my notes here, respect women, except Big Mom. Big Mom will henceforth be the recipient of all the disrespect. Speaking of disrespect, Garp cannot believe the Celestial Dragons were slaughtering the slaves without inviting him. Meanwhile, Rox and his baby mama have a very touching moment where she promises that should anything bad happen, she'll commit murder-suicide and end his lineage. What the heck is this?
Oh my word.
Well, Emu is on the scene via satellite? And Dragon Kaido sees his shadow, meaning we have 6 more weeks of God Valley. So, I thought it was pretty good.
I apologize for that, folks.
I thought Satellite was pretty good. Well, anyways. Hey, well, let's start with this. Top level thoughts on this chapter here. What are we thinking about chapter 1162?
Another great chapter, honestly. There's some pretty awesome moments here. I love probably one of the funniest moments in this whole thing is when Kaido just like full on baseball bats Big Mom in the face.
Loved
And
it.
then he just gives her that smug like
Loved it. Yeah, I'm with you.
Oh man. Yeah. Big comedy.
And that was a blast. I loved seeing that. I liked seeing Kaido throughout this chapter, but yeah, there were a couple highlights to me. I'm surprised by the state of the Marines, and I can't wait until knowing Oda. At some point, we're gonna get the inside story about the Marines. Like we're gonna get the Garp flashback that is like him and Sengoku rising up the ranks and stuff like that. I just have a feeling. That's coming in some way. And being able to see what the heck is going on inside the Marines, because did I see this correctly that the survivors are standing on the shore and they see the Marines there and they're like, the Marines are here. If I saw correctly, that Marine battleship, you see the text that says something along the lines of, God Valley, however, is not in league with the world government. And then the cannons are shooting at them, causing that section of cliff to blow up.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that part.
So is that what happened there? Did the Marines just straight up
I think so.
blow up that surviving camp there? Because that is utterly insane.
If I remember correctly, yes.
It
did.
It's wild. I'm trying to see which page that was on here. Yeah, that's page 13, where God Valley is unaffiliated with the government. Therefore, boom. Wild.
Wow. That is
wild stuff. And here's the thing: the ship that's over there looks a little bit like, well, no, it's just a regular old Marine battleship there. And that's what Saturn was brought in on before. So we know that Saturn is arriving here. We don't know if he's on when that happens. That could be from direct command from somebody like him, but holy cow, it's worse than we thought.
Right.
It's worse than we thought in some ways. But anyways, that aside, a lot of this feels like setup for everything that's supposed to happen next chapter. One of those classic setup chapters, but there's still enough.
It's true.
In terms of like,
especially that last panel.
Oh yeah. But there's so many character moments here that I really enjoyed. Although some of it, like, I'll be honest, I don't know if we really needed another Rayleigh and Shockey thing there. Where he's like, I have something to tell you. Don't say it.
Have his moment with the girl, man.
But I'm like, did we not just get that last chapter? But
yeah, we did kind of. I agree. It did not need to be as many panels as it was. For sure.
Yeah.
But
yeah, this is one where when it gets adapted to the anime, where you really hope they're not turning this into a full episode, you
They're
know?
gonna draw that out hard. Oh, they're gonna draw that out
And there's some
hard.
things they could do, like the fight between Rox and Garling, because some of that was off screen. You hope that when this reaches the anime, that's something that they can expand on a little bit. But I'm not necessarily hopeful. We'll see, though. We'll see. But myself, I'm going to give this chapter 4 stars. I think this is a great chapter here. We've been getting peak all throughout here.
Accurate, yeah.
And even though it's a lot of like, well, what actually happened here plot-wise, these character moments still hold this up. And one of these panels, which I'm sure we'll talk about. So actually, let's just talk about the panel now. Dragon Kaido with Whitebeard and Rox getting ready to face off against Emu. Yeah. Holy cow, cool. Man. I love that panel.
But and you can tell they're like battle buddies too when they're in that shot together.
For sure.
Like good banter there.
Love absolutely. That. Yeah. And on that note, we're gonna split two directions from this, but let's see this first. What I think is the biggest reveal of this chapter. So Kaido, is he a fish or is he not? So this is so weird here, right? So here's the thing. Yeah. Let's count the facts here. Let's do the bullet points, and then Bo, you tell me your analysis of this. So when Kaido's fruit is introduced, it is mythical Zoan model Azure Dragon. That's what he's got going on. Was it maybe, unless I'm misremembering it, I don't remember it being introduced as fish fruit mythical Zoan model, whatever. I just remember it being Azure Dragon.
Yeah, it was Azure Dragon.
So sure. And we've had the theory for a long time because we know that the folklore of the Azure Dragon is that it's a koi fish that swam up a waterfall, becomes the Azure Dragon, just like Magikarp and Gyarados and Pokemon. So that's what we've thought for so long here. When Kaido gets his fruit, Big Mom calls it the fish fruit. But then, the moment that Kaido eats that fruit, he is immediately, he's immediately a dragon. So, and
there's a couple ways this could go.
Yeah, you tell me what's going on here, because I'm stumped.
I think the way that I want to take this, because it would be hilarious One Piece nonsense. I think she thought it was the fish fruit. And it's, it actually wasn't the fish fruit, but she had heard of the fish fruit. So she thought it was that. And Oda just threw that in as kind of like a, hey guys, here's your bone, here's the like koi turning into a dragon reference.
Okay.
Because otherwise, if it was actually the fish fruit or the koi fruit or whatever, I think Oda would have put in a panel of Kaido as a fish, because that would have been hilarious.
Right?
Like,
that would have been amazing.
If it is the fish fruit and he didn't do that, what a crazy missed opportunity. Like, that does not feel like Oda at all, in my opinion.
Yes.
So I don't think it actually is.
So here's what I need to know about this here. And so am I misremembering? I seem to recall back in Wano, when Big Mom and Kaido are meeting, they're arguing with one another. Am I misremembering that Big Mom said that she saved Kaido from drowning at God Valley? Did I make up that memory? Did I manufacture that? Because I seem to recall there being something about, I know for a fact she saved his life.
I guess if he had an elf fruit, then that would make sense.
Right. That's what I was wondering. I thought I remember it being drowning, but for sure she saved his life at God Valley. I recall that being drowning, but let's talk about in either case here. Okay. So far, not saved his life. So something must happen in this next chapter or so here to make that happen.
I could easily see Saturn just obliterating Kaido.
Yeah.
Or, Saturn, Emu, hybrid, whatever we're going to call it.
Satellite Emu. Yes, that's what we're calling it. Uh, uh, okay, yeah. I guess we'll have to see how that ends up going there because that's something I'm so
Could go
curious
a lot of
about.
ways.
It's possible that he falls into the water and then and
Yeah, he
then
did just
Linden's
get it.
like, yeah,
So
and then
he
maybe
might have.
Linden's like, you dork, it's the fish fruit. This is just one of your forms, and then we do see Goldfish Kaido.
Oh, you know what? Okay, yeah. It that he might have been setting that up. Yeah.
We'll see. We'll see. That's how I wanted to go at this point. I
Uh,
I
yeah.
want Goldfish
Okay. So
Kaido to be canon.
if you're right that she said she saved him from drowning, I could see this being like, okay, it was a misunderstanding. She thought it was the fish fruit. Hey Kaido, why don't you go for a swim? And
I love it.
like there you go. That's what's gonna happen. I guarantee it now.
Oh, that could be. That could be.
That would
I,
be, that
I
would be hilarious.
yeah. I want to see how this goes. At this point I think it's
Yeah,
copium because I want Goldfish Kaido to be
it
canon.
probably is.
But I don't know. We'll see. Well, hey, speaking of this last panel here, we're seeing a lot from the
That's a
Rocks
great
crew
example.
here at the end here. So, and I feel like a lot of this doesn't quite line up with the propaganda that we've been fed about the Rocks crew. So, how about you? You tell me, how would you describe the Rocks Pirates' final hours?
Uh I think we're kind of seeing their like battle brother relationship kind
Hmm.
of. Like they're always fighting, but when it comes to the actual battle, they stick together and they fight hard
Hmm.
maybe. Cuz yeah, this scene they are like, let's die together kind of
Yeah,
vibe.
yeah,
So,
yeah. I love that section here. What are we up against? I would say the world. I
yeah,
loved that so much there. You just
that was
me and the
cool.
boys against the world. That's how it feels
I
when we
mean,
made this
maybe
YouTube
they weren't
channel.
always like that and then yeah, but maybe they weren't always like that, and this situation kind
Mhm.
of brought them to that point where they, okay, well, let's fight together for real this
Mm.
time. Um,
Yeah, because
yeah,
I
pretty
even liked
crazy.
what we saw Shiki earlier in the chapter, where you have people who are like, "Hey, Rayleigh's got Shocky. Let's kill him so we can take Shocky for ourselves." And then Shiki's like, "Guys, leave it alone. Just if you're gonna get Shocky anyways, just leave him be."
Yeah,
Which I liked seeing. That was not what necessarily what I expected from Shiki. Granted, Shiki pretty based, not simping, but I mean, we saw good stuff out of basically Rox's
it's
big four,
basically the
out
way.
of Shiki, Kaido, Big Mom, and Whitebeard. Hey, these are the guys who are basically going to roll the sea once Roger and Rox are out of the way. So
Yeah,
there seems to be a pretty solid camaraderie there. Now everybody else seems to be all over the place, very unruly bunch.
it's
But I'm
chaos.
but I'm
Yeah,
loving what I see from these four here, and I hope that's in some way we get a little bit more of that in the future. We don't need as much as we're getting here. I think this is sufficient, but it'd be nice to get little drips of their ongoing relationship after God Valley.
yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's time, as we do every week. It's time to see check the stock market on these characters. Uh, but who had the
Who's
biggest
basic
stock
and who's a simp?
increase or biggest stock decrease in this chapter?
Oh man, this is tough. I think there is a lot of cool moments for a couple characters.
Hmm.
Uh, man, we've got we've got Rox,
Hmm.
who's taking care of his family, being the beast, like showing everybody who's boss.
By the way, maybe you
We've
maybe you
got
saw this
Kaido.
with Rox. Was it Rox's parents or grandparents that we saw killed? Is that
I
what he
think we
was
did.
saying? Okay,
Yeah,
okay. I
he
I
said
couldn't
he
tell if it
said
was
grandma
Rox.
and grandpa.
Yeah, okay, that's what I thought was going on. Yeah, because he
Yeah,
said that the Davy family, the Davy clan was his family, so I assumed that was his talking there. Okay.
yeah. Um, yeah. We have Kaido. That scene is more just funny with Kaido. I don't know if that's like a stock increase.
Hmm.
that's tough. Because like I loved that scene, but it's
Mhm.
not it's not like a stock increase
Right.
for him, in my opinion.
Yeah. It did make him look a little less pathetic, and then it brings it all
Yeah,
together for
that's true.
me,
That's true.
the sibling kind of relationship that Kaido and Big Mom have. Because
Yeah.
there is a lot of times where it's like, yeah, Kaido, why are you being such a baby? But you see this here, it's like, okay, that's their relationship specifically. It's not necessarily that Kaido is helpless or anything like that, or he's just totally out of his depth. It's just they have a very funny relationship like that.
I think I'm gonna give it to Rocks.
Okay.
Um, yeah, personally, because he, he stood up for his family.
Mhm.
That's pretty commendable. Shows that like softer side makes us care for him a little bit more. Like, I mean, he was already, in my opinion, he's getting up there in like One Piece character.
Mhm.
I really like Rocks. But like this is like, okay, this guy is like willing to like die for his family and get them out of there. Like that's really cool.
Yep.
I like that.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
he's a solid guy.
So yeah, you have Rocks, Kaido. I think a little bit about Garp. Because and this
Yeah.
what I'm wondering here is this is
Zuma was
this
pretty solid.
is this
He always
Garp's
is.
with realization about the Celestial Dragons, about things being as bad as he thinks? Because we know that he hates the Celestial Dragons, and he doesn't move up
Yep.
the ranks because he doesn't want to put up with them. Is it possible that this is where that stems from, and that he was kind of maybe just
Oh, most definitely. Yeah.
apathetic about it beforehand, but now that this could be his first exposure to this as well, because that's what it really seems to be. Even Sengoku seems to be kind of like, man, we'd heard a report before that sounded like there could be something in this vein going on, that the Celestial Dragons were up to no good, but we really couldn't investigate it because the dude went missing under mysterious circumstances. um this seems to
Yeah.
be a game changer for Garp as well. And I'm hoping that's what's going on here, because
I think it is.
the that's going to make the dissonance between Garp and Dragon all the better. Because we're going to be able to
Mhm.
see their different takes on this with that same information there, and get a the one's justice is a very clear theme throughout One Piece, and
Mhm.
how one defines justice and some of the lines that get blurred there, what things are objective, what things can be we can have a little nuance with. But anyways, I really
I've
want to
always
see
felt
that
like
here.
Garp.
But
Maybe this is like a reading into it kind of
mhm,
take. I've always felt that Garp is kind of like the guy who he secretly really supports Dragon, but he has to play his role in the Marines to like keep them contained. Otherwise, they'll do a bunch of stupid nonsense again. You know,
yeah. And that
that, that
and
that's how I've always seen Garp.
I see a little bit of that as well, and I think that was evident when we saw him at Marineford with Ace. I think he's definitely
Oh,
proud
totally.
of Dragon,
Yeah,
even if he doesn't agree with the stance that he's taken. But regardless of the Garp
yeah,
stuff here, I'm
agreed.
with you. I'm going to say Rock's biggest stock increase here, if for no other reason
Nice.
than just no diffing Garling. No problem for him
Right? Yeah, that
whatsoever.
was cool too.
It makes sense. Like, there's levels here, and Rocks, if it's between those two, he's more on Emu's level than he is Garling's. But
Yeah,
uh, well, speaking of Emu, as we get ready to close out
this
here,
part was wild.
how do you see this fight against Emu going? Because clearly that's what they've built up to. The battle royale is beginning. How do you see this fight going?
I think Emu is going to be crazy powerful, and the people who get out of this are just barely gonna get out of it.
Hmm. Okay.
That's kind of my thoughts. Because just like the intro to this thing of like this abomination, basically,
Mhm.
and people are like, what the heck is going on here? Like, Emu is just gonna go nutso.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not looking good. I am curious because this is pretty closely mirroring how things are going at Elbaf right now. which is why I think it's
Yeah.
good that this is being covered here. I think this makes it more relevant because we're not seeing Emu necessarily in person. Again, we're getting the satellite right now. It's going to catch on. This is satellite Emu, and
Stop that.
can you believe that Emu just straight up it blew up
Someone.
Saturn
Yeah.
after they were literally one in flesh, like they they were one being. They shared a body. Um, I can't believe Emu did him like that. But anyways, yeah, man. I mean, we know who's not making out of this. That'd be Rox.
Yes.
We know that Roger and Garp are coming out of this as Garp, as at least, is coming out a hero. Roger, we know, is involved in Garp's victory, but we don't really know what happens with Emu and Saturn here. I can't
Yeah, this is a
imagine
bit of a wild card
they would take
entry.
too kindly to the Marines
Roger
attacking the world government leaders. So this is going to be interesting, but I think this is going to have to somehow twist around to Rox's way out of line. We got to stop him. Hey, you got your Davy Clan person. Let's just leave it at this. Let's call it good. Or maybe Roger is the one to kind of send Emu back to working from home. And then leave it to just Saturn and Rox.
Oh,
but I don't know. We'll have to see. But you know what? I want y'all to tell us in the comments below what you think about this fight with Emu. How do you see this fight going? But that is going to do it for this chapter. Remember, if you like these reviews, you've got to click like, share it with your Discord, subscribe if you want to see more. By the way, we also talk a lot about video games, and we're currently in the middle of drafting some of our favorite games from across the different video game libraries. So I want you to go check out that playlist. But for the rest of you, have a great week.